All right. Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Amber Mele'ha Wolf here with my dear, dear spiritual brother and presenting teaching partner, Shamir Ladhani. And we want to talk to you today about something very special in this beautiful month of February, Heart Month. So, what we're going to do is discuss our Lemurian Akash. And I don't mean just our Lemurian Akash, I mean our Lemurian Akash. All of us old souls who are alive on the planet today that were in Lemuria at some time. And you know, there was quite a span of time that we were there. So maybe our paths crossed there. And I hope they did. So, in this time of change and evolution and revolution and transformation, and sometimes strangeness, we're looking back at what the real solid foundations of the teachings of the Star Mothers were when we were in Lemuria at their feet, receiving their beautiful teachings. And what we learned from them was the honoring of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and how that when we did that with each other, that we had this beautiful, balanced, and harmonious world where we had a life that supported and encouraged each other and held sacred space for each other and really gave each other the opportunity to live the highest expressions of who we were as a person, individuals, but that those individuals adding to the collective of the world. So these days, the highest expression of the divine feminine, as taught by the Star Mothers, has been taught to me, uh, given to me to teach in classes. And this information is all new that's coming out. And it's really exciting because this is the time that we need new information that was given to us in ancient times that we can use in practical ways in our life today. We need more practical teachings. We need teachings that were grounded in the beautiful crystalline grid of Gaia. And part of that is breaking down those different parts of our time as women and as men, when the masculine teacher is teaching, uh, into different aspects of how we lived our lives and how we were as children, and what happened when we became a little older and a little more responsible and we were at the Lemurian teaching wheel. And then what happened as we became women of childbearing age, if that was the path that we chose. Not everyone had children in this lifetime, and not all women had children in Lemuria. But what did we do at that phase of our life to continue that spiritual understanding and that support that we had between the masculine and the feminine? And when those years were over, and remember, we lived a lot longer then than we do now. So when those years were over and we moved out of our childbearing years, we became the wisdom women of the community. And how did that manifest? What did that look like? Did in our culture today, we sort of worship youth and everything we can do to keep looking young and staying young and marrying young and marrying again young, and those kinds of things that keep us separated from what's really happening. And what's supposed to be happening as we age is that we gain wisdom so that when we get older, we can share that wisdom with the younger people And we've moved very far away from that in our communities, mostly because we don't live in communities where the older people are with us. We used to live in those and take care of our elders and our wisdom men and women so that they could pass on the teachings that they know from their life. And, you know, it doesn't matter what your world is like, whether you were, in the Bronze Age or the Industrial Age or the technology age and now the age of consciousness, there are some real truths about living life that stay with us always from the beginning. And we may have not have been exposed to those. We've been exposed to things on television that is not real. And then we end up trying to live a life without the balance and the values and the honoring that the men and women had for each other in Lemuria. So, why are we talking about that? That's because we want to bring that back to now. We want to live that now. And part of that, the reason that we're doing this is that there is a way to do that now. There is a school that has been created as one of my beautiful and frequent sacred assignments from Cryon in the past and the Star Mothers now is to create the Lemurian Shamanism School. So, what I'd like to do right now is ask the Star Mothers to come in and give us some of their wisdom about what's going on right now for men and women in the world and how can we take care of ourselves and each other. So I'll ask you for this moment to just close your eyes, relax your body a little bit, and take a couple of nice soft breaths. And as you do, notice what is happening outside of you and see if you can step to the inside of you. So if you're hearing sounds going on in your world, or there's light, or it's dark, or you feel like you want to stretch and you can't stop thinking, just notice that. You don't have to attend to any of it. Just breathe in, nice breath down into your heart and into your belly, and then exhale. And then feel what's going on inside of you. Be present to what your inner world is. And if it's a little tumultuous, just take these few moments. Yeah, like that. Just to see what it's like to soften your face and your shoulders and your neck, even your jaw and your mouth, your eyeballs. Let them soften. When we're softer, we're receptive to the energies that come from outside the physical realm. And when we can receive those energies, we can receive the wisdom and the teachings and the guidance and the love wash that comes as the Star Mothers step into the circle. Dear Shining Ones, yes, indeed, as we step forward, imagine that we are surfing the edge of a wave of love that washes over each one of you. What a beautiful visual that is. And we hope that you feel that wave penetrate your physical being right into your bones. For this is the love that we have for you. And it is always present. And in that love, and because you have asked, there are teachings. And we have given our dear Mele'ha and her brother and sacred friend Shamir many teachings to begin to open the stored memories in your Akash. And as your Akash begins to open, this wonderful thing happens. You have your memories and you can open them yourself. Yes, you will remember and you will understand that each of you has a very unique Akash, and each of you lived a very unique Lemurian lifetime and received unique teachings from the star mothers. Yes, you may have been a man or a woman, but the teachings from the star mothers were based on very similar and beautiful, simple things, that we honor each other, that we respect each other, that we love and support each other's journey. And primary teaching from us, waving into you, is compassion. And of course, as humans, we ask you to begin with loving yourself and finding that place of self compassion, and then reaching that out into your neighborhood, into your family, into your community, into the world. And you don't have to see anyone to be able to do that. You don't have to be in a physical presence to be able to do that. All you need to do is connect to that own wave of compassion from inside of you as you love yourself, as you value yourself, and let that wave, surf that wave out into the world. Do it in your mind's eye, or do it through writing, or drawing, or speaking, or singing, or dancing. There are many ways to express loving compassion. There are many ways for you to live in the balance of a true Lemurian Akash. There is nothing more simple and yet sometimes seems so far out of reach. But we are here because these are the days to touch that time. These are the time to touch those days, to rekindle the spark of divinity that we placed inside of each one of our beloved children. And we speak to that now as we ask you to go inside and find that spark, to breathe it into a flame. Let that flame rise up inside of you and let it shine in the world so that you are a beacon. And that beacon lights your way. And as you light your way for yourself, you can hold that beacon higher and light the way for others. For truly, this is the reason for a compassionate Akash and the teachings of the star mothers that we have given you and will continue to give you as we serve humanity in its unfolding transition into the new human and the new consciousness in these days that you were born to be here for. So we join you and our beloved teachers in saying thank you for saying yes. Thank you for stepping into the sacred circle and for being who you are as the awakened human. Take a breath. And another breath. And gently begin to open your eyes, coming back. Thank you for taking that little journey with me. Thank you, thank you. And now I would like to have you hear from my beautiful brother, Shamir.
Thank you, sweet Mele'ha. That was such a beautiful channeling. I felt it, as I'm sure everybody that's listening to this right now felt a lot of stuff. And I sure did. I really connected. Thank you for bringing the Star Mother's message to us. I want to continue on from that point. Speaking of Akash, we know that not everyone in Lemuria joined this particular movement. I'll call it a movement for now. What Mele'ha talked about Lemurian shamanism school were open to men and women, but not every Lemurian participated or were in that leadership role. If you're watching this, chances are you are one of them that was part of this leadership role. Right now, I'd like to address my Lemurian brothers. It affects the sisters as well, but today my message is for the Lemurian brothers, those that were there to support the feminine movement and the feminine expression, I should say. One of the things that we do know is that it was the Star Mothers who helped lay the foundation of spiritual uh, expressions. And it was through the feminine expression of the women in Lemuria who were leaders that actually laid the foundation for the spiritual awakening and progression. And the men already knew that. They they knew that that was the women's talent, that was the women's gift to humankind, to consciousness. And the men, their gift to consciousness was in support of the women. If the women needed to do a ceremony, the men were there to actually create the physical structure and space in which that could be done in the most sacred way. So to actually build a structure or a facility or create a safe space, whether that required clearing the brush, required protecting that area from animals, things like that. Whatever it was the men who supported that. You know, there's an adage that we heard from Cryon that men knew how to fish. It was the women who told them where to fish. And that's the intuitive guidance. So in honoring the feminine, men and women honor each other. And I want to speak to my brothers about what gift we bring to humanity in honoring our sisters. One of the things that we do is to provide safe and sacred space into which the women can unfold. And it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be your daughter, it could be your mother, it could be anyone. It could even be another man who is in his feminine in that moment that needs to unfold into your safe and sacred space when you're holding that individual up. And the gift that men can have, the masculine expression, is one of being solidly grounded, one of being very present, and perhaps less verbal, but more presence in terms of space, providing that space. And I want to give you a bit of a guided practice right now. I call it the man on the mountain practice. It is a grounded spirit practice which allows yourself to anchor yourself into Mother Earth and bring forth that presence that we so much need for each other and for the feminine expression to take place. So I want to share that with you. Before I do that, I want to share with you an anecdote of a few anecdotes very briefly. One is where I wanted to share with you that my expression of love, my container of love that I can contain within this body was catalyzed whenever a woman walked into my life. Okay, I'll give you an example. The first time I felt a lot of love in my heart was when my first child was born. That's when I felt a lot of love. And it was a lot of love that I felt that I had never felt before. It was that female expression, just for by being the child that she was, catalyzed something in me that elevated my expression, my loving feeling. Then my daughter was born, the next daughter was born 20 months later, and that brought it up even more. So whenever I've needed a boost of feeling that love and compassion in my heart, there has always been women that would come into my life and help me and support me and honor me in that way. My dearest sister Mele'ha is certainly among those that have created that opportunity for me. And I want to invite you as my brothers, I'm speaking to my brothers, I want to invite you to express to set the intuition, to honor the feminine expression. And in that, you will see the Star Mother supporting you and holding you and allowing you to grow into that Akash that you so very much are tapping into. Whenever we honor the feminine, we are tapping into our Akash, and it opens up. It opens up completely. And it's not about I need to have this leadership role before I can express my Akash. It is actually I need to have an intention to really step into my Akash, and the Akash will show up. It is that intention that creates the opening. Trust me, that is what happened for me. So I want to lead my brothers and sisters through this grounded spirit meditation, because this is the one meditation that if we allow ourselves to anchor in the cradle of Mother Gaia, we will be so much supported that our Akash will awaken within us automatically. So please join me as you settle into your chairs, or if you're sitting down, or even if you're standing. Just place your awareness in the area of the heart, close your eyes for a minute, and take those slow, deep, gentle breaths. And as you experience those breaths, as you're breathing in, imagine they're flowing into your heart. And now follow the breath with your consciousness. Follow the breath with your awareness into your heart, down to your abdomen, to your perineum, root chakra, down your legs, and through the earth into the center and the cradle of Mother Earth. And allow her to hold you in her arms and give you loving embrace. And as she releases you, exhale. As she releases you, bring all that love and energy through your feet, up through your perineum, through your lower abdomen, and out from your heart. So practice this for a few cycles right now as you draw these breaths in and cradle and hug Mother Earth when you reach there. And as she releases you, allow yourself to lighten up through your feet and wash every cell in your body with this loving energy of the Star Mothers. And do this for a few minutes, a few breaths. Give your body permission to experience more gratitude, more appreciation. Set the intention that you want to increase the capacity of this physical vessel of yours to contain more love, more appreciation, more gratitude. Become the container for a greater level and intensity of love and gratitude and compassion, so that you can broadcast this for others, to hold them up, to support them, for you to have their backs. Wonderful. And now slowly bring yourself back into your present body. Open your eyes gently, and you can continue breathing like this and continue experiencing gratitude in your heart as we continue on to the final segment of our broadcast here. I'd like to now pass this on to my dearest sister Mele'ha on this.
Oh, thank you, Shamir, and thank you so much for that. I know I'm breathing because I'm alive, but connecting my breath to the earth and my heart and my body like that, it feels like I invest $1 and I get back $1 million. So thank you. That was beautiful. I just wanted to speak to you for a moment about the Lemurian Shamanism School, the sacred assignment, to bring these teachings together in one place that are from the Star Mothers, from Lemuria, new things that have not been revealed on the planet before. So there are no textbooks. There are videos, audios, and some PDFs. But what we're doing is bringing together all of the recent teachings of the Star Mothers since, well, from this is in the fourth year now, so since 2017, when they've been talking to me and bringing me information. So in the Lemurian Shamanism School is the Lemurian Teaching Wheel, which is available um, without a price, just for you to see what it's like and look at that, and lots of other classes that we've put together for you, Shamir and I, for the divine masculine, divine feminine, these deeper ways of understanding who we are. So when we do that, when we really go to another level, and it's not like meditating and quieting your mind. It's knowing that there is a place inside of us that we've carried with us for lifetimes, and it's ready to come out and be lived in the now. And of course, we don't live like we did then when we have running water and electricity now and all those creature comforts. We're not hunter gatherers anymore. Um, but the knowledge and the wisdom is ancient. And we're bringing it to you in a practical way that can be used in the modern world. And that's what the shamanism school is about. We are modern shaman and sha women.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Thank you, dear Sister Mele'ha. I just wanted to add to that, if I may. One of the things that we're doing, and we're putting all of the programs, I want to share with you what kind of programs are happening that fit under the shamanism school. And so I wanted to share with you in every program that we actually put into the school itself, which is right now on Teachable. Every program has a free preview. And so you can actually sample that. So there are some free programs there, and there are some not so free programs that you can purchase. And you have unlimited access to the replays once you purchase them. So there are free previews. I invite you to check out the free previews. I invite you to take some of the free courses that are available that actually work at this level that the Star Mothers have given the assignment to Mele'ha on, and allow people to actually experience that Akash. I wanted to share with you some of those programs that are already put up in the school, some that are not there yet, but they're almost there. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is that they're being translated right now in many different languages, so others can access them. We want to make this accessible worldwide, and so we're already doing some translation. Mele'ha is working with individuals to translate it in Czech, in French, in Spanish, all of those areas. And so we can build our big community and really have that tapping into the Akash.
Can I just say something here, Shamir? That
Absolutely.
we also now have Italian and German, and all of these translators have come to us
Yes.
because they want these programs for their language people. I haven't had to search for anybody to translate anything. And I think that it's important to know that because everyone wants to feel included in this beautiful, grand awakening of this information. So, yeah, it's exciting.
That's exciting. And you know, and this is where, you know, as soon as this stuff goes out there, uh, people's Akash is awakened, and then they're reaching out and saying, we want to translate this. I have a program for men only, and we'll give you all the website information here. That you know, I just finished the last segment today, and I've gotten a call from our sister in the Czech Republic saying we want to translate that. So people are just waking up to this Akash as we're sending this information out. As you are connecting with your Akash, there is actually a critical mass growing, and as you connect with us, that will awaken your Akash, but it'll also catalyze other people's Akash. So we really want you to continue to connect with us and join us. And if you're on our email list, you'll get all the information. And you know, at the very least, please take advantage of some of our free programs because it'll help awaken the Akash. Sister, do you have anything to add to that?
I just want to thank everybody who's watching, everybody that's participating, and know that I love what you said about, you know, the collective field. We're catalyzing each other because it's absolutely so true that, you know, 10 years ago, when there were just a few people talking and meditating and channeling, that, you know, the awakening was much slower and smaller. Now it's this big rolling wave of catalyzed people in the field creating this information coming through more and more. So I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about the now, and I really hope that we get to see you again and again and again.
You know, you've triggered another thing in me. It's such a beautiful thing that's happening. Is that I know, Mele'ha, you and I have discussed this a lot. There are people who are saying, you know, we want this and we want that and we want the next level of this and next level of that, and both Mele'ha and I have been discussing this and saying, you know, it's actually not coming through because there's not enough mass momentum, energetic momentum to bring it through. And so there's stuff that's coming through, stuff that's amazing coming through. But the other stuff, everybody's saying we need this because it's in the field, but there's not enough mass, I guess, momentum there yet. But as we expand this stuff will come right through, and it's going to be right into the school. Did I convey that properly, Mele'ha?
That was great. And you know what the Star Mothers told me was that until there's a real foundational understanding for what they're teaching, they can't teach the next level. And so that really that began with the book, The Women of Lemuria, and Cryon setting the stage of, you know, thousands of years of why the Pleiadians came, what they did when they first got here with the nodes and the nulls, and then all of the channels over the years to the Lemurian sisterhood. So there's 4 years of channels and commentary and Q&A in the book. Now we're going from 2018, and you know, without that foundation, we have those 3 years now, yeah, that the Star Mothers are giving new information, but they're not going to give it until we have a really good foundation. And so it should be. We don't go from kindergarten to 5th grade. You know, there's those steps in between. So yeah, thanks for that reminder. And thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, my beautiful brother Shamir, for being a part of this new awakening and how we've come together to create all of this information, the guidance from the Star Mothers. What comes through us, we do with our most sacred service to everyone. And this is our mission and our passion and our love. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And we really appreciate you joining us. From our heart to yours.